Today I have some devastating news that I found out this past week. I wasn't sure how to really deal with it at the time. This is so bad that I don't even know if I should make this video. I feel like quitting my job, or I just may get fired because I'm making this video to announce it. So when I tell you what the news is, I'm going to probably be a little bit cryptic in the fact that I don't want to name the names of the companies involved. But if you know me and if you've ever watched any of my videos, you'll figure it out. So I actually heard about this on Tuesday. So it's Saturday now, the day after July 4th, so July 5th. So, one of the things that really is frustrating in our industry, and please stay with me and I'll get to the point, but I just want to tell you a little bit of backstory as to why I'm so frustrated with this. So over the years, we as reps who only work on 100% commission. We work hard so that we can build a brand so that we can continue to get sales from it. It's just sort of like we don't make that much money per sale, but it's the volume that makes the difference. And so you put a lot of effort into building up a brand so that you put it out in as many salons as you can, in hopes that customers will continue to order it. And what that helps you do is helps you build your business. And they always say, when you're an independent sales consultant for a distributor, they call it our business. Well, in actuality, it's not really our business. They make us believe it's our business, but it really isn't, because anything could happen. A manufacturer could decide to go with another distributor and then you lose all that business, or a distributor decides they no longer need your services, so they say goodbye to you and you don't get any kind of money for all the work that you did. You do get paid commissions while you sell it, but people don't realize all the effort that goes into building the brand. Because if it wasn't for the salespeople out there in the field, it wouldn't happen. Brands don't get built by putting their brands in the stores and just hope for the best. And so this is my frustration. I've been doing this for over 30 years, and I can't tell you how many times we invest, all of our time and energy building up a brand to only see it leave our company or get bought out. And I'm mad as hell about this particular one, because this is what happened. I just found out that my biggest retail brand was bought out by the biggest hair care brand in the world. And again, I'm not going to say who it is. All you got to do is just do a search and look it up. And like I said, if you knew the brand that I believed in for the past 8 or so years, that I put my heart and soul in, that I created videos for and training and just the whole 9 yards, just to see it get purchased by this big company. Now, at first glance, you would say, well, what's so bad about that? Well, I'll tell you. For one, when you're a private brand and you become big and popular, it's because you've been doing some really good things. You're either really good at marketing, or you are really good at creating unique products, or you have high quality products or products that actually perform that people continue to buy. Well, this particular brand did all of those things. Unfortunately, where they went wrong, and it's business to them, so for what they did, it's probably best on their part, but stupid us, we continue to sell a brand and promote a brand that in the very beginning, it was just us doing it. You know, we had an exclusive distribution. Well, what would you know, they decided to put it into one of our competitor stores. And you know, our company does not have any stores, and you know, they say shame on us for not doing that, but we believe in doing it the old-fashioned way. Service, reps in the field, they have over 30 years of knowledge, or many years of knowledge, over 30 years in my case, and you know, we get the job done, and our company, our reps are known for what we do. But then they decided, well, because they thought we couldn't, you know, really cover our every single salon and every single individual stylist that rents these studios, they figured, well, let's put it into a competitor store. We won't give it to their reps, but it's in their stores, and this is going to be a good thing for you because now you're going to get leads, and people that you probably would have never called on, you'll have the leads so that you can go in and sell them more, sell them deals and intros. Well, that didn't pan out like they told us it would, and I knew it wouldn't, but you know, I said, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what happens. So while they were doing that, keep in mind, where everything used to be exclusive to us, and you know, we've been always dealing with the whole problem with professional product brands being on Amazon. So we kind of were able to deal with that because they basically said they had to do it because it solidified their brand. They have an agreement with Amazon so that if anybody puts their products on Amazon under a different label name and starts cutting the prices, at least they can secure the pricing and secure the brand. Okay, I bought that, but it doesn't change the fact that customers are ordering these products online. The bad thing is when I've got to deal with my customers who also has put their, you know, their heart and soul in. Once they believe in me and what I'm promoting, they put these products in their salons and they promote it to their customers. Well, what was happening was, and I've heard this so many times, so it's not just isolated, but a stylist would tell their customer about how to use the products and what's best for their hair. And wouldn't you know it, while they're in their chair doing their hair, they're on Amazon trying to order it because everybody wants to get the best price. And even while the stylists are telling them, hey, I've got the same price as what's on Amazon, they didn't care. You know, this is the problem with our world and country right now. Everybody wants to order everything online, and before you know it, our retail stores are going to go away. And clients don't realize that hairdressers rely on these sales to help offset expenses. So what's going to happen is when you don't buy from the stylist, the products sit on the shelves, it costs them more money to operate their business. So you know what's going to happen? They're going to go up on their prices. So don't be surprised if that happens, because it's happening all over the place. But so not only were they selling on Amazon, they were also selling on their own website and sending out emails, trying to get everybody on their email list. So they're selling directly to not only customers but stylists as well. All the while, they're promoting their brands on TV, all over social media, TikTok. They were selling on TikTok Shop. Every which way you turn, they're selling against not only me, but stylists that supported them in the very beginning when nobody knew what the heck it was. And on top of that, on top of being in the professional stores, they also put them in Ulta and Sephora's and who knows where else. But we couldn't really say a whole lot because sales were continuing to grow. So they were experts at marketing and social media. And the owner spent millions of dollars doing the marketing. I've never seen any other company quite like them, which is the reason why I'm really pissed about this whole thing, because and again, I don't really know what is going to actually happen. They say business is as usual, but we haven't heard directly from the owner or the former owner of the company or the new owner of the company. So, but I know the new owner, how they operate, because I used to work for them, or they used to own our company or one of our brands, and then they bought the distributorship. So if this tells you anything, I'm no longer working for them, and this is the reason why I'm concerned. It just is not gonna, I don't think it's gonna go well. I'd like to be optimistic and, you know, and believe that they will do the right thing, but I don't think that it's gonna happen. History proves otherwise. So these are the things I'm wrestling with, and you know, the biggest thing is I spent so many hours and hours of my time, my precious time, in the field making videos. Nobody asked me to do them. I did them on my own, but I promoted that brand like there's no tomorrow. So I feel like I was responsible for helping build the brand, because when we first got it, nobody in our company knew quite what to do with this brand. And I believed in them in the very beginning. I knew there was something special about them. I just didn't know how special or how great they were going to be. And so I started going around with one of their educators and making videos and just showing what the products can do. And I'll have to be honest with you, the videos that I promoted with this brand helped my YouTube channel grow. And at one point it really grew very, very fast. However, I'm making the transition from hair care only to, you know, helping people over 40 do YouTube and you know, talking about, you know, side hustles and things that you can do as you get to retirement age. And you know, whether you stay with your current company or not, or do your current work, this is just something to think about that you can do once you make the decision to retire. You don't have to totally give it all up. You can do other things. And so that's what a lot of my channel is going to be about. But I'm not really ready to give this gig up, but I've done it a long time, you know, and I just don't. I've been told that we're going to have some new brands. They're already in the works, you know, and they've been doing things that our distributor hasn't been happy with for quite a long time. And it's not just this company. Our other brand, our other big brand that used to be our #1 brand for the majority of the time that I've been with this company, and they're not so good anymore. Our relationship with them is just not great. It's because of some of the things they've done, and you know, they've come out with products that just are not performing according to what they advertise. And the one thing that I do not ever want to do is sell a product knowing that it's not a great product, or that it's going to cause my hairdressers, my clients, problems. And this is what's been happening with this other brand. Although their original product is still selling, but I think because of the chemicals that are in it, they're having to rush to the drawing board and create products that don't have these chemicals, because I think they're being banned all across the world. especially more and more in the US, which, you know, our country is very lenient on ingredients, and I think it's going to get tougher as time goes on, because now we have some leadership that is going to make those changes. So who knows what the future holds as far as that goes. But I just want to say that if you're one of my customers, or if you're a customer that I don't deal with, or let me reword that. If you're a non-stylist out there that uses some of these products, just keep in mind, if you're going to continue to use them and buy them, please buy them from your hairdresser. Support your hairdresser or salon, whoever's selling it. But when you buy them from the stores, it's going to hurt your hairdresser. And then if your hairdresser switches to another brand that's better for them, consider trying it. Because this is what's going to happen with us. We're going to have to switch to another brand. I just know it. And I don't even know if we'll continue to carry it. And I personally don't even want to promote it anymore, because of not knowing where it's going to go, what's going to happen. In the back of my mind, I already know the answer to that because of what they've always done. And so I took down most of my videos. I left a few of them up, but where I had over 2,000 videos on my YouTube channel, now I've got only the ones that are continuing to do well and that are promoting maybe some of my other brands, and also all the recent videos that I've made transitioning from beauty products to other things. I'm going to make my channel more of a variety channel, even though they say not to do that. I'm going to try it for a while and just see what direction I'm going to head in. But when I say I quit, there may come a point where I may have to quit, because I just can't survive on the income I'm making. Or maybe a better option is not to quit. I may have to just work another job. People don't realize how big of a business, or part of the business, this particular brand is, and the other brand that I was referring to also. Those two alone is devastating. That's why I call this video it's devastating news, because it truly is. And I've already been through all of this before. When our distributorship was sold years ago, you know, they sold out to this big company. It actually wasn't this company in the very beginning. It was another company that bought us, but in hindsight, it was actually the big conglomerate that the whole goal was to purchase this just distributorship or brands. And the original company I worked for, once all of this happened, brands exited, and they tried to hang on for a while, but they couldn't, because there was just not enough sales to make it worthwhile, and the sales reps couldn't make a living. And that's the bottom line. Is I've been, you know, even though I still make a decent income, I struggle every week, every month to pay those bills, because of the, you know, rising cost of everything, and hopefully costs are coming down. At least that's what they're saying on the news. I haven't really seen it locally so much, except for gas. But, you know, now that this is a holiday weekend, the gas went up, but it'll come back down again. It's always about supply and demand. So if you're my customer out there, don't freak out yet. I want to hang on. And when I told the news to one of my stylists that buys everything from me, she and I didn't come out and tell her exactly what the brand it was at first, and she thought I was going to tell her that I'm leaving. And it made me feel good that she was worried about that. She said, "You are so valuable to what I do." She understands what a good salesperson brings to the table, because I have her best interests at heart within the confines of what I sell. And so that made me feel good. And I've got some really good clients, but if you're one of my clients watching this video, which I doubt very many will at first, and I'm not going to share this right away, I'm just going to probably post it. But if you don't already carry one of my color brands, I plead with you to consider trying one of my brands. I've got 2 really good brands. I've got more color brands, but this is the thing. I'm worried about some of these other brands that we carry, and I don't want to go down that road promoting those so I can do this whole thing all over again. I'm sick of all of this. I'm sick of trading out or losing a brand and trying to build up another one. My gosh, I've done this for over 30 years, and you can only take so much trying to recover, and it's also, it wears my customers out, because a lot of my customers that have been with me all these years, they've been through it time and time again. And it just gets frustrating. They sacrifice a lot too by promoting these brands. And then they got to go tell their customer all over again, hey, we're not selling this anymore, we're going to sell this one. So they got to go through the whole thing of educating their customers and learning a new brand. But I will tell you, as bad as this news is, it's kind of a relief in a way. It's frustrating, and it's nerve-wracking, and it's a relief all in one, if that makes any sense. And the reason why I say that is because as long as I've been selling this brand for over 8 years or more, can't even remember the exact date, but we had a good run with it. I made some money, and my clients did as well. But there comes a point where you kind of get bored with promoting the same products, as good as they are. It gets old, and I've seen and made videos on the same products over and over and over again, and now it's going to be kind of exciting just to have something new to promote. My challenge is, though, are these brands that we're going to get have the oomph behind them? Are they really good products that once you introduce them, are my clients going to love them? Are their clients going to love them? And are they going to be products that they're going to want to continue to buy over and over and over again? And I pray that we get a line that doesn't require a lot of education, because that's the problem with this brand that I'm talking about that we lost, is that if you don't use the products correctly, you're not going to get the results. If you don't use a lot of it, you're not going to get the results. And a lot of people don't like that. And then one particular product that is the anti-frizz product, the downside to that, even though it was our #1 product, it requires a lot of work. And most stylists don't want to do that work because it requires so much product and very meticulous blow drying. And most customers aren't going to do that at home. So they're not even getting the full benefit of what's actually possible. So that's the benefit of having your stylist do it, to show you correctly how to use it. But unfortunately, a lot of stylists don't even follow the directions. They don't use it properly. And then ones that don't even follow the directions or use enough of the product, some of them are still getting results. Or results that they seem to be satisfied with, but they don't realize you're leaving so much potential on the table as far as what this product can do. But as good as that product is, I already have something that is really, really good, and it doesn't require as much work. And I've been promoting this lately, not realizing how great of a product it is. But my clients are giving me the feedback, and they're ordering it more and more. Unfortunately, it's not a retail product, but I'm going to see what we can do about that, because it could be a retail product, because it doesn't have anything in it that's a harmful chemical. So I got to look into it. The bigger size will be an expensive retail item, but the small size, who knows? If we can get those for retail, That might be another game changer for us. So I have another brand that I've been building to go up against my smoothing treatment brand that has been going nutso on us. And I've been having great results on that. So I'm going to continue to promote that. And the one thing I do like is the owner, you know, he communicates with me directly. He gives me anything I ask for samples. And he's never told me no. Never. And the amazing thing is, things that I asked for, he not only just sends me what I asked for, he sends me more stuff that I didn't ask for. So he's really motivated to build his business. And, you know, some companies just don't have the marketing that other companies do that make them successful. And so, to me, you can have the best product in the world, and if you don't have the sales force out there or the marketing behind it, you're not going to be as successful as you'd like to be. And some really good products have died in the past because they just didn't market it very well. They didn't really zero in on the problem that it solves, and also on how to exactly use it to get the results. And then they didn't really stick to promoting it on a regular basis. See, the problem with a lot of companies, when they come out with something new, they'll promote it for the first 2 months in the initial launch. And then stupidly, they don't even talk about it until a few months later. I'm like, you can't do that. You have to really work on it. And that's the thing that this company that I'm potentially losing, they did that very well. They just hammered it home. They just didn't give up. Even now, they keep making videos on some of the products that have been around a long time. They just keep making them. You know, they're on new customers, even though you see similar results. It's on different hair types or different models. And, you know, with video, you just have to keep posting them. You think everybody's going to see it, or a video that just dies. People are never going to see it. You never know when that video might just take off. But if you just keep making videos, and when one really does pop, people may watch other videos that you made and, you know, that never really got any love. You just never know. And that happened to me with one of my videos. It was just a short. It was when I was really posting shorts like 2 or 3 times a day. And it wasn't even my own content. I did take this brand's content and kind of changed it up a little bit, and they encouraged us to do it. And that one video took off even more than some of their videos. And so it just brought my YouTube channel up. But now I've got to get those people liking my other content. So I think I'm about done with this. I'm almost home now. And I already made another video that I just wasn't really happy with, and it went on far too long, and I may even post it somewhere later. But I was really talking a lot about the backstory of how this business works, and it may be just too long for most people, and this one's probably still too long. But I wanted to give you really the inside information. If you want to know the companies that I'm talking about, comment below and ask me. I'll put them there if you ask me. I just don't want to come out and motor it out on video, because, you know, the algorithms pick it up. I don't want any more problems than what I already have. And let's just see where this all goes. So I appreciate you watching this far. If you're one of my customers, please consider buying or looking into one of my other color brands, because the back room is what we really need to have solidified. And I guarantee you try one of these other 2 brands that I sell, and I'll name those brands. Aloxy's Luminex in particular is what's really going like gangbusters with our company. In fact, they just told us on our recent Zoom meeting that we were the #1 distributor in the country that's just blowing it out the water. And what I really love about this color brand, it's small, it doesn't take a lot of a lot of space. It's very, very cost effective. It's got the latest, newest technology, and more importantly, it gives the hair shine. And clients are loving it. They're really surprised on how good it is. And clients that don't normally buy color from me, they're getting on board with this. In fact, it just happened Friday. One of my customers that, you know, some people just don't order enough to make it worthwhile to order a color brand from me, but she loved it so much that she ordered more colors, and she's loving it. And those successes are what actually get me excited. And then, you know, we just need to do it with our new retail brands. So our company is bringing on new stuff. You know, the word is getting out there that we are the favored independent distributor to deal with, because we just do it so well, and we have mostly veterans working in our company. And there's a lot to be said with, you know, this much experience. And whereas a lot of other companies have a lot of new people that really probably don't know what they're doing as well as we do. Not to say anything negative against them. I mean, everybody has to make a living, but I remember in the day when I was green, I knew nothing, but that was a different age. That was over 30 years ago. The industry has definitely changed a lot since then. But we're gonna have to see where the new brands take us. So I encourage you, if you're one of my customers that is already using this brand, it may be something to consider, because the biggest complaint that my customers have had about the brand that I'm losing, or potentially losing, and I do believe it's going to happen, they're tired of all this competition, all of the, you know, just seeing it everywhere, but, you know, having it on Amazon and all over the stores and stuff. So I'm sure I'm not going to replace. I'm going to be able to replace a lot of it, because they do have really good products. I won't deny that. But I do know when a bigger company buys a smaller brand, and I'm going to say this because I'm only talking on experience, and I don't know if this is going to be true with this, but this company always changes the products eventually. I don't know if it's because they use cheaper ingredients or whatever, but the products are never going to be the same. They're never going to perform as they were originally intended. And then, you know, I got to wonder, okay, what about research and development? Is the head chemist going on board with this company? Is, you know, the founder of this company going to be on board to guide them in the right direction? I don't know. I don't know any of these details. These are all things that I'm hoping to hear about, and maybe I'll make a video on that once I find out more information. But right now, consider thinking about trying my new brands, and I don't know how we're going to do it all, but it's going to be a lot of work. But the easy thing right now is to try one of my color brands. And if you want to continue to see me in business, I just plead with you, this is the way to do it, because I'm not looking to have 200 or 300 customers. I'm looking to have anywhere between, I don't know, probably around 50 good clients, because I prefer to work smarter, not harder. I'm going to provide a service. I want to be able to provide a service to my customers where I can spend time with them and not have to be like going from salon to salon and trying to call on 20 salons in a day. I used to do that, and that's not me anymore. And then if you're a company or a manufacturer, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in this industry, but you know, I do have a lot of valuable skills. You know, I'm looking for, you know, any kind of like side hustle, side gig, and I'm very good at video production and all kind of tech, AI, and all of the new stuff coming out. So this is my video to kind of let you guys know what's been going on, where I think I may be headed or not. And I do appreciate you, each and every one of you. I appreciate all my subscribers. And if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. Click the bell so you get notified when I upload another video. Now that I'm not having to worry about trying to find another vehicle, although I am trying to find a vehicle for my wife, but my goal is to try and do as many videos a week as I can. Originally I was going to do a video a day, but you know, things in life happen and I just can't seem to find the time to do it. So, and my videos are mostly unedited. So if you like this format, please comment below and let me know, hey, do you want the real me or do you want a heavily edited me? Because I can put out more of these type of videos, but the ones that I have to edit constantly, they're or heavily edit, they're just very time consuming. I'd be lucky to get a video a week out or two. And so again, I appreciate you watching. I hope that you continue to follow me. And if you have any suggestions, please put them in the comments as well. And I wish you good fortune. I hope that you're going to be blessed. And I pray for my clients and this country every day, every morning. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care.